Alright, well, I was able to acquire this unit here. So it's 3 horsepower like we talked about. And yeah, the main reason really is we robbed the tank that it was on, and it rolled over. I mean, it's got considerable damage on it, you can see here. Nothing that can't be just banged back into place. You can see this isn't really a, you know, like a really super built machine with the rivets holding everything together and whatnot, but you know, it is what it is. Some more damage down here. I got to looking at this thing as I really thought, well, you know, this would be pretty cool to make this a 5 horsepower, and I thought, well, you know, the cooler's probably maybe not going to be big enough. The air end is, the guy has another one over there at the same place I got this one from, that's got, it's a 7.5 horsepower, and it's the same footprint literally, and I'm sure it's got a bigger cooling fan on it, but the air end's the same size. So I know that I could use this for a 5, but I'm thinking, you know, that's 2 more extra horsepower, and then I gotta jack around with trying to figure out if the motor's gonna fit in here right, because they've got these adjustments here where you adjust the belt tension is by raising and lowering the air end. So then I thought about, you know, that, you know, you're only picking up 2 horsepower, you know what I mean? And I don't know what I'm gonna do with this thing. It's just cool to have. It's 3,400 RPM, 3,500 RPM, 3,600 RPM, whatever you want to call it. So it's a high-speed motor. It's a 3 horsepower. So basically, I was thinking, well, all right, well, I think I'm just going to just convert this to single phase. Would probably be the easiest way to go, because I thought, you know, going then I'd have to go. If I go 5 horsepower, the 5 horsepower starter's not going to fit in here probably. So I figured, well, heck, I can still use this contactor. I think I'm probably just going to opt to do that. Just change it to single phase and use the components. It's got really light usage to it. I mean, look at the hours on this thing, 114 hours. I mean, that's not shit. But like even this is beat in pretty damn bad. You know, it's taken a big shot. The whole thing was just kind of smashed together. Like, I guess the whole freaking thing just rolled. Took a big shot, but at any rate, I can beat all this back out and make it work right again. So I think that's what I'm going to do, is just make this a single phase unit. And then somebody had asked me a question, a new subscriber, about looked like my compressor was really close to the wall here, and but it's actually, turn it off, it's actually I had it on before, because I'm going to run this impact and pull that fan blade off that motor. I'll do that in a minute, but before I forget, it's actually about, I don't know, here's my hand. So I mean, it's not right against the wall, probably about 4 inches away from the wall. So, you know, I think that's still even adequate. But at any rate, thanks for that question, and I'm gonna pull off the fan motor, or the fan blade. Well, actually, it is the fan motor and it is the drive motor. So I'm right on both occasions. But all right, just for shits and giggles, we'll see what kind of luck I have one-handed here. Got lucky. Well, that appears to be the easy part. You know, no one ever said this stuff was totally simple. I guess this is kind of like maybe Loctited on here in some fashion or the other. I'll try to get a pulley on here. I'll take the belt off and just see what arrangement's on here, but they do things crazy sometimes, you know. I don't know if that's a tapered shaft. I doubt it. Probably straight shaft, but we'll see. Well, I tried doing a little tappy on the sides there, you know, a little this way and that way. And if you really look closely inside here, it's just pretty hard to see, but if you look way in there, I don't have any adequate lighting right here, but if you look in there, it looks like it goes, if this is on the shaft, to maybe about, oh, I don't know, maybe a ½ inch or something like that. So I think I'm just got to take and put the old bolt in here, and then kind of use a puller and pull this off of here, I guess, because I'd rather just try to just pull this guy off by itself, because this is probably all, well, it smells like Loctite, so I can only imagine it's just full of Loctite. I'm guessing. Maybe even some heat. I don't know. We'll find out. Whoops. Well, you can see I messed around with a few different pullers and I came up with this one right here. I think it's something in that arrangement right there. Ought to pull that off of there, I guess. Just make that contact with that, and square that up and run that in there and see what the hell happens, right? Alright, well, I cheated a little bit with a wrench and it seems like it's going to come right off there, but I grabbed a socket here because I can only do one at a time with the particular camera gimmick, and I'm really even not that great with my left hand here. Let's see what goes on here. It's probably going to fall all to the ground here, I would imagine, but whoops, hit her the wrong way there. There she goes. We're kind of running out of room here. I'm pretty close. Let's just see. Let's just see. I have to pull her off. That's the only thing holding this thing on is this nut at this point, or screw, bolt rather. Gotta know your fasteners. Don't get tongue-tied on YouTube, right? So that's all there is to that gimmick right there. Merely a spacer. I'll be damned. So I guess we'll just pull this off of here next. Well, I'll tell you, this puller was like it was designed to do this. It's pretty damn cool, actually. And it's an interference fit. If I pull on it, it kind of comes right off here, so it's not... It's fighting with this thing, because it's not really on here that hard, and the minute I try to turn it, it kind of backs off. So at any rate, it's just pull this right off here. Don't even really need this, I don't think. 2 fingers on there like this, and pull it off there, almost positive. Or one of these deals here, one of them kind, like that. Just kind of just pry her off of there. So on and so forth. Alright, that's where with it off, and then these got the front fasteners here in the old front, and then we'll be able to pull that right off of there in the old junction box here. These the back feet here, they've got like a permanent type of a well, I don't know, I guess I got that kind of crimped on there, which is pretty handy. But the one in the back is going to be a little bit of a pain, because you really just can't get in there very well. You can get the camera in there. It's way back in there. At any rate, we'll work something in there. Well, I found it easier to just remove the bolts that were in here. That back one right here is a real bitch to get to with the tools I got, so I just removed it from there, and I got the Allen bolts out of the front C-face, which leads you to your next thing, is you can't just cram any old motor in here. It's got to have this C-flange on here and never bolt up, as you can see. So that's one of the drawbacks. Alright, got the motor out, and pretty cool. I like how they do this. This is a kind of a nice thing that they do, is run all the leads of the motor in the box. So if you got to change it from 460 to 230 volt, you don't have to get inside of the junction box and fight around with all that stuff. But at any rate, back over here. So she's out of here. So all I need to do is get the single phase motor, and I'll put it in here, and we'll test run this thing. But that's what I'm going to do. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. Have a happy holiday, or Merry Christmas, or Kwanzaa, or Happy Hanukkah, whatever it may be for you.